Hey everybody, welcome back.
Welcome back to the trials of us versus Dracula Flow. The state versus Dracula Flow.
Oh my
Prosecution
God.
may stand.
Wait. Dracula Flow is the state in this case.
Oh shit, you're right.
The state of Dracula Flow.
The state of Dracula. That should be the state. That should be. That should just be a new country at this point.
Actually, I'd be fine with that. I mean, we had Chad here in the U.S. for a little bit.
That's true.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Sorry I zoned out. This edible got me feeling funny. Very well. Apparently the prosecution is also ready. And quite high.
Just waiting for that perk to set in.
Yep. Who's the judge here anyway?
Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement. Very well. No opening statements. I guess the perk is causing him to have some severe night terrors.
I love this objection in the game too.
It's just super deep.
Yeah, objection. Yeah, which I guess is like harsh in my way to like try and do a Dracula tone. That said, not so fast, Judge. I was taking a meaningful pause before speaking. This perk's got me seeing shit. I think I'm seeing through all the lies and the bullshit of this case, and I'm ready to, lay down some fat fucking truths.
I gained X-ray vision from this perk, and now I'm seeing shit in the. What's it? Oh God, what's it called? When the jury. Wow, I forgot the word jury. Now I'm seeing shit over in the jury. I think that guy's head just turned into a pepper.
Right, of course.
Was it a green pepper or an orange pepper?
Yeah, habanero? Habanero? Jalapeno? Maybe in fact one of the Trinidad scorpion peppers?
Ooh. A prediction pepper.
Yeah.
I've never heard of this pepper.
I grow them in my backyard. Makes you shit straight fire. It's how I beat up all the Belmonts. This shit ain't nothing to me, man.
I predict that this trial will end in 3 minutes from now. About as long as it takes for that pepper to reach your colon.
Yep. There we go.
Order! Order! Mr. Von Karma, what is the meaning of your statement just now? You can't do called shots. This isn't Pathfinder.
Nah, but this is like a game of pool. With all you cue balls in the court. Shit ain't nothing to me, man.
That's a good one.
Alright.
We have no time to waste. I gotta watch the Beetlejuice musical later.
Yeah, I'm gonna see the freaking sequel movie before it hits theaters with this perk.
Yep. This perk got me seeing shit in the future.
Right.
Call my witness, my decisive witness to the stand.
Isn't that mysterious boat? It's that mysterious boat shop owner. Right, because last we left off, this guy seems to have been involved with the incident that involved Miles Edgeworth's dad dying.
Mm-hmm.
I think I voiced this guy.
Yeah, I did the parrot, I know that much.
Yeah. I am the proprietor of the restaurant, The Wet Noodle at Gourd Lake. And I also rent boats. Don't best combine them, you'll get seasick super easy.
The night of the incident, you were the boat rental, blah blah, fuck it.
Yeah, I was.
Testify, I've got only like 2 minutes and 30 seconds left before this pepper hits my colon.
Wait a second. We still haven't heard who this old guy is. Yeah, we didn't hear his name. Right? We just know him as the renter. Raise an objection.
Okay.
Let's see. Wait a minute. The witness hasn't stated his name yet. Like,
What?
dude, wouldn't it... Wow.
What?
Wouldn't it... Isn't it normal procedure to state your name before a court?
Yeah, that's like just normal freaking decorum.
Yeah, right.
Are we actually going to get deducted for that? Okay, no. Thank God, Judge.
No.
The witness will state his name.
Well, I'm not really sure, yeah?
What do you mean?
My, memory.
Okay, seriously, if you have someone on the stand, right, they're questioning their own memory and not able to recall their own name. You
Yeah.
have to take their testimony as suspect at best.
Doesn't remember anything from the past several years. Okay. Wow. What? Like, shouldn't that call that into question?
Disqualify him.
Right.
He can't recall, you say? Very well. Let's hear this testimony then, shall we?
Oh boy.
It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight, yep. I was in the restaurant where I rent boats as usual, and I heard a bang, yep. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just a-floating on the lake. Then I heard another bang. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore and a man walks by my window. I tried to offer him some of our new noodle types, and he just kind of stared off into space.
Very well. I'd like to begin the cross-examination.
Wow.
Wow, that must have been one hell of a pepper if he's about to shit himself in the middle of a courtroom in 10 seconds.
Yeah. This pepper got me crying, pissing, shitting. What are you saying? Of course I'll cross-examine the witness.
Very well, you may begin. Excuse me, Mr. Von Karma? 3 minutes just passed.
3 minutes just passed and I shit myself.
Honestly,
I
with
see.
that face, I'd believe it.
Yeah.
Well then, let's just take our time.
And hold our noses.
Take our time and hold our noses, please. You may cross-examine the witness.
All right.
Okay, so first... tab.
I imagine
I want to
I'm
make
gonna-
sure that it was the 24th. The night of the 24th or 25th.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not necessarily certain. Lake photo is on the 25th, technically.
Yes.
So I could maybe push on that. Shows an empty lake on the 24th. So just after midnight. So they'll probably let him slide on that, even though it would have been after midnight on the 25th.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm not going to worry about that just yet.
Right. It's in the restaurant where I rent boats as usual. And we could probably be pressing to get more info.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Is there anyone who can verify that? Well, I guess Polly could. That's not good enough for a court of law. Ollie's my roommate. Pays half the rent.
Mr. Wright, exactly what is not good enough?
Your Honor, this Polly is a parrot.
A parrot?
Don't be so hard on the girl, Keithy boy.
Keith?
Ride the... Okay.
Okay, so, like, even he... It's like, okay. Yeah, I can't guarantee that he was in the shop.
And where did the bang seem to come from? From the lake, I figure.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of odd that he's joining in on this.
Well, I think in the Japanese court system you can technically coach someone on the stands, so... I don't think what he's doing is wrong in this case.
Huh. Was there someone in the boat? It was pretty far out there. I couldn't see clearly. But I figured there was 2 men out there. Yep. But you couldn't see them clearly. Yep, at the time, that is. At the time? Well, yeah, it was supposed to be a foggy night, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you heard 2 gunshots total. Yep. That's what Lotta said in her testimony yesterday. Just about then, boat came back to shore. By your window? Yep, by my window, right outside the window of my little shack. I only have to pay about, I only have to pay $1,200 a month for it. There's not even a bathroom in there.
This is a rather important detail. Please continue.
Okay. Are you sure? Uh-oh. Dad! Dead certain, Keith! He said, I can't believe he's dead! As he was walking by, too.
Okay, well, that's something.
Okay. It was him, that Edgeworth boy!
This sounds like decisive evidence indeed. I see no room for doubt.
Well, it's hearsay, but okay.
Von Karma. He lured me into cross-examining so he could set me up for a fall. Nick! Don't like that. I don't like the way things are going here. Everyone in the courtroom is glaring at us. I better act quick or this trial's going to be over.
Because I could raise an objection and bring up the fog, but I could wait and see what happens. But
I feel like it would be best to raise.
The defendant can't be in the trial. If the defendant was in the trial, then yeah, I just try to let it play out or use him as a cross witness. But yeah, this is weird.
Yeah, Your Honor. We proved in yesterday's trial that it could not have been Edgeworth who fired that gun.
Mr. Wright, are you referring to the fingerprints from Edgeworth's right hand found on the gun and the photograph showing a man firing with his left hand?
Exactly.
That's easily explainable. He could have wiped his prints after he fired. No, because even if he wiped his prints, if the dude's left-handed and he re-handled the gun, it's most likely it would be his left hand's prints.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not how that works.
No. The judge is lost in thought. What should I do?
Okay, we gotta maybe hope that the judge has 2 brain cells to rub together here, I think.
I don't know.
Those are contradictory statements. And if we just keep objecting constantly, they may see us as, like, being dismissive of the court.
I think that might be going... Like, I feel like objecting is the way to go on this to try and sway the judge's opinion. Your Honor, the witness claims that Edgeworth said, "I can't believe he's dead." But his word is all we have. If he were telling a lie...
Mr. Wright, in a court of law, the evidence tells all. Apparently, you have yet to realize even this basic fact. If you say his testimony is a lie, show us a proof.
I took my bar exam while drunk as fuck off vodka, and I was able to understand this much. This shit ain't nothing to me, man. Nick, do we have evidence? It's no good. There's nothing I can do. Are you sure? To be honest, I don't know what to do anymore. Please. Can you hear me, sis? Please. We need your help. Nick needs you.
Yeah, I don't think 15 from 3 is okay.
15 minutes isn't that bad. You managed to beat on my last wank session time.
Nor is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretations of the facts.
What? No!
This court finds the defendant of Miles Edgeworth.
Wow.
The accused will surrender to the court immediately, to be held in pending trial at a higher court within a month of today's date.
Oh, did we get a game over?
I'm not sure, maybe. We probably shouldn't have done that second objection.
Wait!
What?
Who was that just now?
Who's me?
Me? Huh? What? Larry?
Mr. Butts is here to save the day.
What?
Okay. Rushing in at the last second, my friend.
What are you doing here?
Listen. You just gotta listen to me. I was there in the park the night of the murder. I wasn't sure about it until yesterday, but today I've remembered it.
You remembered what?
The gunshot, you fool! I heard it!
Order!
What's the meaning of this? The verdict's been decided. I call for adjournment.
One moment, Mr. Von Karma. So, you say you heard a gunshot?
Yeah, I did. Gunshot that night. I was sitting here in the audience listening to the testimony, and I realized something he said was different from what I remember. Anyhow, I can't just sit here and let you call Edgy a murderer. It's not right. I'll testify. Just let me testify.
I know there's probably a bunch of paperwork I have to go through, but it doesn't matter.
Order! Order! Well, this is the first time something has happened like this in my courtroom. I'm not quite sure how to proceed.
Judge, you've already given your decision. The trial's over.
Nick, this is it. Larry's given us one final chance at this. If only it wasn't Larry. He could make things even worse. What if it was like Will Powers or something?
True.
Mr. Edgeworth was just declared guilty, Nick. It doesn't get any worse. You're right. Okay. Your Honor, if there's another witness, it is our duty to hear him speak. Right here, right now.
Waste of time. I could be doing blow off of the sink of the bathroom of this courthouse right now, and you're wasting my time with Mr. Butts here.
I could be catching up on the One Piece live action series. That Buggy the Clown's the only motherfucker I relate to.
The verdict can't be overturned.
Allow me to speak my opinion. In all court proceedings, it is our duty to prevent an inaccurate verdict. In order to make sure no mistake has been made, every witness should be heard.
What is this?
I withdraw my previous verdict of guilty. I may be borrowing your Netflix account, Von Karma, but I cannot abide by this decision. Mr. Von Karma, take my profile off of your Netflix account. I order you to call this new witness to testify. Now.
Well, your account's no shit to me.
The court will adjourn for 5 minutes recess. After that, we will hear this new witness.
That was a fucking roller coaster.
I tell you.
Court is adjourned.
Like, damn, I wasn't expecting him to come back.
Me either, but Butts to the rescue.
Yeah.
Super Larry.
Whew. That was too close. Sorry to keep you on the edge of your seat like that, Edgeworth.
I've seen worse.
Yeah, right, Edgeworth. You're sweating bullets. Although then again, we did both have a college party of watching food fight together. Nothing does get worse than that. I just wonder what Larry plans to say in there. And by the by, if y'all don't know what food fight is, do not subject yourselves to it.
Yeah, there is no reason to get into that.
Don't. Like, it's like, what's
really
the best way
bad CGI, triple A B movie that takes itself way too seriously, and it's nothing but cringe. Just leave it at that.
Yeah, it's like if Sausage Party took itself seriously.
And wasn't funny.
And wasn't fun. Well, I don't know. It can be funny if you watch it when you're like, it's funny in this to watch in the same way that The Room is funny to watch.
Okay, yeah, fair.
So
You're
yeah,
tearing me apart, Lisa.
yeah. Larry was at the lake that night? Yes. He said he went looking for the steel samurai balloon that flew into the lake. Oh, right. And he found the balloon and the air tank that night? Yeah. Hey, Edgeworth.
You say something, Mr. Wright?
Yeah, a lot of things. You seem out of it. What's wrong?
It's nothing.
Mr. Edgeworth, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. Why are your fingerprints on the murder weapon?
Oh. When he fell into the lake, I went into a daze. I couldn't understand what had happened. I couldn't think straight. Then I saw the pistol lying on the floor of the boat in front of me. I picked it up without thinking. I didn't have a reason, really.
I see.
Right.
Yeah?
This might be our chance.
Our chance?
Von Karma's only ever run perfect trials.
Perfect trials?
Perfectly prepared witnesses, perfectly complete evidence. That's the secret to his success. This is the first time he's had to deal with something unexpected. He has to let someone he hasn't even talked to testify before the court. And that someone is Larry.
What are you getting at?
It's likely his testimony will be full of holes, right?
That's right, Nick. No 10-minute trial this time. We'll milk this one for all it's worth. Hey, it was 15 minutes. 15! Everything's on Larry now.
Yeah, so that does confirm, at least, my suspicion. Japanese
Yeah.
court system allows you to coach your witnesses. So that's fucked.
Oh. And now Von Karma's got an uncontrollable witness there. Well, he's got a witness that he hasn't been able to talk to.
Yeah, he can't focus his story or know what's about to come out.
Yep.
Court is now back in session. Witness, please testify to the court about everything you saw on the night of December 24th.
Right, leave it to me.
Please, Larry, don't mess this one up. I hate to admit it, but you're our last chance. Von Karma didn't even have time to prep his witness. I just hope Edgeworth is right about this being our big break. All right.
That night, I was out on a boat in the lake. I was looking for something, and I found it. So I quietly slipped the boat back into the rental shop dock. Then, just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home.
That was an unusually vague testimony, even for this court. In any case, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. What's wrong, Nick? It's Larry. I have no idea what he's going to say if I press him. I'm a little scared. Well, we've come this far. There's no way to go but up, Nick.
That's true.
All right. So we just press him.
I was pressing him.
Something wrong, Mr. Wright?
There were so many things wrong that you don't know where to begin. Well, okay. First of all, what time was it?
Oh, it was after 11 when I went out on the boat. But by the time everyone had gone home for the night, so I waited until the coast was cleared, so to speak.
And why were you out on a boat at such a late hour?
I was looking for something and I found it.
Looking for something?
Yeah.
Mr. Butts, what was it you were looking for?
Gordy, Your Honor.
Yeah. I mean,
Man,
Larry
seeing
did...
figments like I do after I pop a perk. Thought he saw the Loch Ness Monster on a lake in the middle of Japan. Honestly, I kinda look up to this guy.
Yeah, I'd have this guy in my nightmare blunt the rotation alongside Mothman and the Jersey Devil. That's surprisingly close to the truth, actually. Yeah, because Gordy turned out to be Larry's float by accident,
If I got
flying
a
off.
picture of it, I might be able to reveal that.
Right. Around what time was that?
Let's see. I figured I was out searching for about an hour. I guess it was around 12, yeah.
You're not sure?
Hey, don't give me that face. I'm not some sort of human sundial, alright?
People use watches these days, Larry. Oh, God, remember when people would actually wear watches that aren't just fashion pieces?
I mean, thankfully I wear a fitness watch, but I understand what you mean about that.
Yeah.
Like now, a functional watch is a fitness tracker.
Yeah, like smartwatches are more the deal.
Exactly.
Where did the sound come from?
Yeah, well, wasn't too sure about that. I looked around.
Did you look at the lake?
Yeah, I looked. I love that. You looked at did you look at the light?
Wasn't there a boat on the lake?
Order! Order! Well, Mr. Butts?
Whoa. Everybody just calm down, aight? I mean, it was real foggy that night. I'm not sure whether there was a boat out or not.
Oh, okay, no problem. That's just the most important part of this case.
So after I heard that gunshot, I went home.
So you only heard one bang, correct?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, Nick? It was a pretty wishy-washy testimony, wasn't it? I guess I should start working on the contradictions. Sorry. I wish I could be more helpful. I wish I could call my sister. The problem is I don't want us losing health.
Same.
Gunshots after midnight. And then we ended up finding out that that was actually the Steel Samurai costume.
So,
or the Steel Samurai float.
I think that's what I need to do is, like, show him, hey, I know why you were looking for something.
Nah. Nope.
They are related, you dipshit.
No.
I just need Butts to tell you he was looking for something. He was the first bang. We figured that much out.
No, the first. No. The first. That was the bang that caused the Gordy photo to release. He's talking about the first gunshot because there were two bangs out in the middle of the lake. Okay.
So it's only
heard one bang, and it was after midnight. Was the one gunshot he heard?
Yeah.
But apparently there were two.
Or that's.
But
what
he
we
went.
were thinking.
But he went right home after the first gunshot.
Yeah. So that first bang. At least I was thinking, but you're right, because the thing was already in the lake.
Yeah. And he was just searching for it at night.
Yeah, that it was the air tank that was the first bang, and then it was
no.
gun.
Yeah, because that was the whole thing with the Lotta Hart testimony, was that we were trying to determine what she was on the lake for, and what initially got her to take pictures of the lake and everything. She was searching for Gordy because of the news article picture, and then Gordy turned out to be Larry's float that got destroyed. Well, not destroyed, but it flew off. Okay, so he did. So maybe show.
Okay, so maybe
that should go up, I think, because he said he was out on the lake, found the thing, and then got back on shore when he heard the first bang.
Yeah.
So maybe we show the first bang picture when he talks about arriving back onto shore. That's my best guess.
So this one or the one before it, you think?
Go back one. Thinking about going home, and I heard this bang.
And then he looked over the lake.
Looked out over the lake, didn't see a boat.
And then after that, he went home. So, like, if we look at our evidence, we have the photo.
Shows an empty lake taken automatically on 10 minutes before midnight, and then that's the second bang.
Yeah. Well, okay, so technically, in a time scale, this is the first bang. Empty lake.
Yes. Yes.
Within 25 minutes, second bang.
Yes.
So there's a possibility that he is here during the first bang.
Yeah.
And he didn't see anything at that time.
Considering that he was searching on the lake at around 11, and then likely didn't reach the shore until close to noon, but he said he wasn't very sure since he's not a human sundial, as he said.
Yeah.
So
camera's not going to do anything because we have the photos.
Yeah.
Autopsy report isn't going to do anything. Misty Faye ain't going to do nothing for us. I mean,
I don't think that's going to help.
Yeah, because unless it was him pointing out where he was at. Lotta's deposition sounds like gunshots. I mean, I can maybe, when he says one gunshot, show her deposition and say, hey, does that call this into question? I mean, I can't do anything with the parrot. Metal detector's useless. And we aren't talking about anything to do with the L6.
Yeah.
So, I'm thinking the only thing we can do is gunshot, use deposition, say, but we're under the insinuation there were 2.
Wow, you had the right idea.
What do you mean?
Wait a second, Larry. You only heard one bang. You sure?
That's what I said.
But Miss Lotta Hart testified yesterday that she heard 2 bangs. And the old man just now said the same thing. They both heard 2 gunshots that night.
Huh?
Were you even listening? You were paying attention were you paying attention at all what they said? Or did you just try to remember that Coco Melon episode that you watched last night?
Yo, Nick, please.
Huh?
You know something's been bothering me. I'm a witness, see? I'm like a customer here. So you gotta treat me nice and stuff, aight?
Mr. Butts,
What?
you only heard 1 gunshot? Are you sure?
Tell you the truth, I ain't.
Huh?
Not sure? How can you not be sure?
Yeah, well, I might have missed the other gunshot. I was, listening to something else.
Something else?
My radio, dude, with my headphones.
What?
Oh my god.
Wow.
That is, wow.
You were listening to the radio with your headphones?
Yeah, so what? Is that a crime? I listen to my radio. Everybody listens to the radio. What's the big deal?
Mr. Von Karma, your opinion?
Oh my god, waste of time. I don't accept the witness and his shoddy testimony.
Who even listens to the radio anymore? We're in 2001? Was it 2001 or 3 that this game came out? Because I think because, like, wouldn't MP3 players be... No, those are way after. Were they? I don't remember.
Well, the original iPod came out like 2002, but it wouldn't have been like a mass market item by this point.
Yeah.
Very well, Mr. Butts. Please give your testimony and be sure to include details like your radio.
Right, leave to me.
I wouldn't if there were any other way out of this, believe me.
What the?
What?
Okay. Well,
What?
okay,
What?
right. So, every other witness, right, like something changes. They have to add something to the testimony. It's the same testimony with a new statement. This dude's starting a whole new testimony.
Oh.
Like, really, dude? Okay, so everything he just said is now called into question because, like, now you're starting lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. I mean, sure, statement of fact, but that has nothing to do with the case. That's why I was listening to an all-request show on the radio, see? I was listening to it real booming loud, like, but I'm sure I heard that gunshot. I remember exactly what the DJ was saying, too, when I heard it.
You were listening to your radio at a high volume.
Yeah, what's the big problem? Can a man listen to the radio in peace? Isn't this a free country?
Wait, what would be the major hit going on at the time of this game's release?
I mean, there's... yeah, I don't know enough about Japanese pop culture in the early 2000s for this.
Let's see, 2001. What was a big music release happening in 2001?
In Japan.
Or even just in general, because a lot of popular songs in America in the West also reach their way world over.
True enough, it is difficult to ascertain.
Wait, Your Honor. The witness said he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot.
Excuse me, DJ?
An announcer, the guy who says things on the radio. Anyway, what this means is, when he heard the sound, no music was playing.
That's true.
The DJ only talks between songs, so he could have heard the gunshot from the lake. I'd like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor.
Very well, Mr. Wright.
Can't believe I'm continuing this charade.
I mean, you got no other real options as a defense attorney right now.
Yeah.
Defense lies.
I was listening to a lot. I just wanted to request "Smells Like Teen Spirit" by Nirvana, man. It's my favorite song.
I mean,
I think that would have been around at that time, right?
Yeah, no, that was a 90s hit because Cobain killed himself before the 2000s.
Ah. Rest in peace to Kurt Cobain.
Amen.
So you turned on the radio. Would Wonderwall have been around in 2001?
Yeah. Another 90s grunge hit. Like, you're going with grunge, which that is early 90s.
You'd call Wonderwall grunge?
Technically, it falls in the same era. Like, it's soft rock, but like,
I would not.
It's related to the scene of the time.
Yeah, but if you were to look me in the eye and tell me that Wonderwall's a grunge song, I would fucking cackle. That is not a grunge song. No.
Yeah.
Like,
You're
Nine
right.
Inch Nails is more grunge. 9 Inch Nails would be more grunge and everything like that. Like,
Okay. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'll give you that. Because honestly, saying that Wonderwall is grunge is kind of like me saying, hey there, Delilah's grunge. But...
yeah.
It's more the era it came out in and the band behind it that has me.
That's true. Because
Okay,
I literally know no other Oasis song than that one because everybody memes on it so much.
Exactly. So it's like it was still part of the early '90s grunge alt rock boom, which okay, not all alt rock is grunge, but we can say that at that time there was a common denominator. Grunge was just the face of it.
Yeah. And then you also had stuff like Foo Fighters in the early aughts as well, if you want to speak like early 2000s to late 90s. All requests radio. Actually, wait. Would Larry be the kind of guy that would request Wonderwall or Seven Nation Army? Wait,
oh, definitely Seven Nation Army. Look at that jacket. And Seven Nation Army was a little later, but it might have been out by 2001.
Hold on, let me double check that. I don't want to look wrong about the White Stripes. That's the one that's one thing that I'll never want to be wrong on is like I don't want to. Well, I'm fine with being wrong, but I don't want to. I'm forgetting my words. Okay, released in 2003. Okay.
Okay, so maybe a little after this, or like right on the crest of this game.
Yeah.
Place.
Real booming loud?
And you had the headphones on. I wouldn't think you could hear anything going on outside at all.
Noise cancellation, man.
Well, early 2000s.
Can you prove that?
Didn't have much of that.
No, of course you can't. Talking about it came back real clear. Okay. Actually, what were probably some of the better headphones from 2001? Because I remember I had some shitty plastic ones.
Well, I mean, you could have still gotten like a good pair of Sony like studio headphones or something.
That's true. Knowing what a radio DJ...
Indeed, Mr. Von Karma has a point. I'll allow the question only if you see some reason why we should care.
I think we should because, it matters since this was what he's managed to, hear the gunshot for. Well, how do you know if we don't ask, huh?
Fine, very well. Mr. Butts, please testify to the court. What was the radio announcer saying when you heard the gunshot?
Because it could have been the time. Yeah.
When Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You be big in this time, or...
Okay.
No.
So it's almost Christmas. He heard the gunshot.
Hold on.
That places him... Because on the 25th, at the second lake photo. Empty lake.
When did that release? 1994, Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You could have been playing that night.
Oh, crap. Okay, so... Now I know I need that second lake photo pic, because it does say he was there during the first shot, and the lake was empty at that time.
Yeah. Or maybe, or actually, no. Larry wouldn't be about All I Want for Christmas Is You. Maybe he'd be like, can you please play my favorite Christmas song, Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer? For those that don't know that song, count yourself lucky. And for those that don't know about the movie, count yourself luckier. And if you just... And yes, there was a movie based off of that song, and it's terrible. And I regret that I watched it a bunch whenever I would go see my grandparents for Christmas. Maybe press on its... Did you press on It's Almost Christmas?
I think I did, but let me see.
Are you sure?
Yeah, she has a sexy voice.
Okay.
So, maybe I put that bit of evidence in too soon, because the second photo fits with that.
Right. Or maybe the first gunshot at the empty lake thing?
That's what I'm saying. Second lake photo shows that the lake was empty at that time.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I'm thinking, like, okay, that's the only thing that goes with that.
Oh man, we're having a rough go about this one.
I have no clue what to push on. We pushed on everything. I have to present something. Because that's
maybe
12:15.
We could try Lotta's.
We could try the actual lake photo, because that would be at 12:15, which would be after.
Yeah, maybe try
So
the Lotta's
that might be
deposition
it.
one.
Well,
That could be it.
not the deposition, the actual first photo, because it's time stamped.
No, I
Think
think the
about it.
deposition, because like
12:15. If I go to a deposition,
just after midnight, and it was 2 gunshots, but it was just after midnight when the DJ said,
Okay.
"Hey, it's almost Christmas." So that would count, I think.
no, because if it's almost Christmas, it won't be after midnight. It's before midnight. So if he heard a gunshot before midnight, it would have been the first one when the lake was clear. But
But I feel like this is a contradiction to point out, though.
maybe. Let's see.
I think.
We'll see.
Larry, are you absolutely sure what you're saying is correct?
If you're trying to scare me, I'd scare easy. Huh?
Is something the matter, Mr. Wright?
Your Honor, did you hear what the witness just said? The DJ said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," when he heard the gunshot.
Indeed, and?
Almost Christmas means it wasn't Chris. There we go! There's the famous line number 2!
Mm-hmm.
Do you realize what this means? When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve.
That would seem to be the case, yes.
That contradicts 2 testimonies we have heard so far, Your Honor. Also, Lotta's was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Both Miss Hart and the old man said it was after midnight when they heard the shots. In other words, when they heard the gunshots, it was already Christmas. This is a clear contradiction, Your Honor. Okay, so it was Lotta's original
That's interesting.
thing there that
it's
was
her
wrong.
thing twice.
Yeah, that's odd.
Order? Order! What does this mean? 2 prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight? However, this witness says he heard a gunshot before midnight.
Judge, the answer's simple. The current witness is plainly mistaken. Just look at him. Suspicious. Like my ex, the wife of Frankenstein.
He probably unironically listens to Nickelback.
What? I never ironically listened to Nickelback. Look at this photograph.
Every time I've looked at it, it does make me laugh. And why do my eyes look so red? Well, Mr. Wright?
Hey, look at Mr. Drac over there. It's probably the blunt he's smoking in the middle of the courtroom. Making everybody's eyes red.
Yep.
What do you think about Mr. Bunce's claim he heard the gunshot before midnight?
Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard that gunshot before midnight.
Intriguing. I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild claim. One of the pictures was taken before midnight.
Yeah.
At 11:50. Oh.
Yeah.
I pressed enter. I was like, why is it not going up?
You had the dramatic enter pose going on. You're like, oh wait, that's not it.
Yeah.
It was taken by our witness yesterday, Miss Lotta Hart, with her automatic camera. The timestamp on the photo reads December 24th, 11:50 p.m.
Oh. But there's nothing on the lake in this picture.
Your Honor, the real issue here is not why nothing is showing in this photograph. It is why this photograph exists at all.
What do you mean?
Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. That camera was set to go off in response to loud noises.
Aha!
Correct. There was a loud noise on the lake at 11:50 p.m. That is why this photograph was taken. In other words, when Larry heard that gunshot, it was most definitely still Christmas Eve.
Indeed, it would seem that this is the case. Then where does that leave us? Miss Hart testified that she heard the gunshot after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken?
Not at all, Your Honor. In fact, it is a fact that the camera also triggered at 15 minutes after midnight. Your Honor, that night, there were 2 sets of gunshots with a 25-minute pause between them. What?
Why would this be?
Don't be fooled, Judge. That camera was set to respond to loud noises, like me clapping the Chupacabra's cheeks. Anything could have set that off, man. This shit ain't nothing to this case.
Yes, that was quite a fire line, Mr. Von Karma.
There's no proof that the loud noise at 11:50 was a gunshot. Why, the witness could have sneezed triggering the camera.
Hey, my nose was clear that night, man! Clear!
Yeah, you say that, but I know you've been snorting some coke.
Well, Mr. Wright, there's no turning back now.
But there are save states, and I'm about to abuse the hell out of them.
Can you prove that the loud noise at 11:50 was indeed a gunshot? Please show the court evidence if you have any.
Okay, so now we got to think
12:15.
pretty fucking clear. So yeah.
fired three times.
One before the day of the event, probably to sight it in.
Can you save here?
Not here. So we're going to lose one, and then if we make it out of here, we've got to start abusing safe states, I'm sure of it.
Or I end up looking up a walkthrough.
Yeah, no, let's try and do this right. Yeah, but it was fired 3 times.
This is my evidence.
The murder weapon?
Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. Both of the witnesses who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When, then, was that last shot fired? Only now I have realized the truth. That 3rd shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight. Huh.
Order! Order!
Okay. Okay, 1 second. So if I hit escape, save.
There you go.
It lets me save in these points, so...
If it lets you, you may as well, you know?
Exactly.
That would make sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering exactly what did happen that night on the lake.
Exactly. If this is true, there were 2 sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes. A lot can happen in that amount of time, including the Kool-Aid Man crashing through my pad last night. One at 11:50, another at 11:15 after midnight. I don't know.
Kool-Aid Man smashed through my apartment wall while I was in my Team Fortress 2 session, so I smashed him with a sledgehammer. This shit ain't nothing to me, man.
Why, I ask you, why would he break in during my Team Fortress 2 session? I was properly hydrated.
I was properly hydrated, and I was on that super perk pack playing as the heavy. I had a 17 kill streak. Wait a second. Gunshots separated by 25 minutes? Ah! What's wrong, Nick? I have it! Huh? Remember the case with the Steel Samurai? Huh? Yeah, of course I remember. The murderer in this case had the same idea as the murderer in that case. What do you mean? Maya. Yes? If we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edgeworth's guilty verdict. I've got a hunch, and I'm going to run with it. Right. I mean, is this safe? Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose. You just watch and let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy, okay? Right, Nick. Your Honor?
Yes, Mr. Wright?
Okay, I have a feeling that if he's saying that, they could deduct points and we have to do like a cross-examine thing, so let's get a little closer to when things can go wrong.
The testimony just now has cleared up this entire case.
What do you mean, Mr. Wright?
So, you finally realized the truth. There can be no other murderer here than Miles Edgeworth himself.
Wrong, Von Karma. A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting.
Listen, rookie. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, 1 boat was on the lake. That's shown by the photograph. Edgeworth and the victim, Robert Hammond, were on that boat. There's a gunshot fired and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be the other man on that boat.
I admit, it is hard to imagine any other possibility.
Yes. But this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight.
What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? We have photographic evidence of the time of the shooting. The timestamp on the photo says 15 after midnight.
That tripped me up the 24-hour clock. But Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake. That's the only way that Edgeworth could be innocent.
Mr. Wright, are you quite mad?
Edgeworth and the murderer, maybe? Because, like, well...
1 second. They gave me the option.
Yeah.
Alright.
And
so,
plus, we do have one more hit of health after this.
the murderer and Hammond would insinuate.
But
that
then why
Hammond
would
was
Edgeworth
killed.
be on the boat?
It's Edgeworth and the murderer.
It's
He's
one
not
of those
with
two, I feel.
Yeah, it has to be the murderer, not Hammond.
Of course, it was Edgeworth and the murderer. After the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50, he assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met Edgeworth. Oh.
Yep.
What? Are you serious?
Yes, Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place.
I'm not sure what to make of all of this. They did not teach me these kind of weird semantics in judge school.
Ludicrous.
Mr. Wright? Tell us the name of the murderer then.
The murderer's name? Right, it's... Well, we don't know. It's definitely not Lotta. Like, we don't know who it is because if it's
Can't
connected
be
to the
Miles,
DL6
because
incident...
Miles is dead.
No.
Died.
No, Miles is still alive. It's his dad that's dead.
Yeah, we're protecting Miles, right?
Yeah, we're protecting Miles, so the murderer's name is we don't know, because, like, that's the only explanation. Actually, I don't know the murderer's name.
You don't know?
I don't know because he never told us. What?
Oh, it's the shop owner.
Oh. The murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop, that old man. At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond.
The caretaker of the boat shop?
That makes sense.
Where did he do this? There weren't any boats on the lake then.
Why would he have to go to all the way out in the lake just to shoot someone? May I suggest that the real scene of this crime was not on a boat?
What? Well then, where did the murder take place?
Show the judge where the murder really took place. This is a twist. Here, of course, the boat shop, where he lives. That way he could meet with the victim without anyone seeing. That the boat shop was the scene.
Yeah.
Recall Larry's testimony, if you will. Yeah, he searched around for the float, or searched around for the balloon. That night, he was out on the lake in a boat, searching for something. He finds it and returns to the boat. Then, just as he's starting to head for home, he hears a gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor. Even though he was wearing headphones at the time. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if he had just returned a boat?
The boat shop. Mr. Wright? What happened that night on Gourd Lake? Please tell the court from the beginning.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, I
Nick,
like this.
are you sure about this? Not really. But I think if I start at the very beginning, and I take it slow, I might just be able to figure this out. That night, the caretaker of the boat shop called Robert Hammond to his shop. This was around 11:50. That was when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Robert Hammond's coat. He became Robert Hammond. He cast disguise self at 5th level. He then got in the boat with Edgeworth and went out into the lake in the middle of the night. Or went into the middle of the lake.
Then who fired the pistol on the boat, Mr. Wright?
Probably still the caretaker.
Yeah. Of course, it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice. Both missed Edgeworth on purpose.
Wait a minute.
Yes?
Why would he shoot twice if he didn't mean to hit anyone?
Details. Why the murderer had fired twice.
To create a witness, possibly? Because he would have hit Edgeworth if he was trying to. That would have been the point of a second shot.
Yeah.
So, to create a witness.
I believe he shot twice to create a witness. To create a witness, Your Honor.
Create a witness?
The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. That ensures that anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Indeed, Miss Hart did exactly that after hearing the first gunshot. Next, the murderer waits a bit and he fires again. Then, the murderer jumps from the boat himself, leaving the pistol in the boat behind him.
I see. To someone looking from the edge of the lake. It would appear that one of the men on the boat had shot the other.
The murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice to draw attention to the boat. Once you realize that, everything else falls into place. The boat shop caretaker swam back to his shop. Then he put Mr. Hammond's wet coat back on the body. And then threw the body into the lake. This is what happened, Your Honor. These are the events that transpired that night on Gourd Lake. Huh.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Bailiff, bring up the witness from before. The boat shop caretaker, quickly. Bailiff, whack his pee-pee.
I That's my one. That's the one time I'll ever call back to that meme.
Oh, that's great.
Very well. While we are waiting for the caretaker, I would like to ask the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, a few questions.
Yo.
Finally!
Mr. Edgeworth, please take the stand. Mr. Edgeworth? You heard what the defense has said?
Yes.
Well, why did you go to the lake that night?
What Wright has said was mostly correct. Astonishingly so, actually. Yes. Several days ago, I received a letter. The letter was signed Robert Hammond. He asked me to come to the boat shop by the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. He said he had something very important to discuss with me.
Something important?
I'm sorry. I can't say what it was.
Your Honor, sir.
Bailiff, we are conducting a trial here. I ask that you remain quiet.
The witness has disappeared. He isn't at the boat shop either.
What?
What should I do? You just tell me to bring witnesses out and then whack the peepee.
Find him quickly. We cannot allow him to get away.
This peepee is going to need a good whacking after that.
Mr. Von Karma, your witness has disappeared.
A search warrant has already been issued. That would be the judge's job.
Yep.
It goes without saying that I cannot declare a verdict under these circumstances. I will extend the trial until tomorrow, the final day allowed. I request that the police department utilize all its forces to find that witness. Am I understood? One more thing. Just who is that boat shop caretaker? I think his identity has become very important to this trial. I want him, and I want to know who he is. Very well. Court is adjourned.
Wow, what a real twist of events, huh?
I tell you.
Yay, Nick! You did it! Yeah. Well, at least we got out from under the guilty verdict. And what about Larry? That was something else. Even Von Karma didn't know what to do with his testimony. Larry really helped out. Sure, once I sift through his unique testimony. His testimony of All I Want for Christmas Is You, Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman, and all those other Christmas songs. I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like it's us on the trial instead of our clients. Hey, Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth?
Did you say something?
Don't look so pained. I mean, it looks like you're probably gonna get off the hook. You could try to smile just a little. Relax.
I'm sorry, but I fear it's not over for me yet.
What do you mean?
Right? There's something that's been troubling me for a long time now. And I don't know whether or not to tell you.
Edgeworth?
No. There's so little time left. I want to tell you to get off my chest, but I can't make up my mind.
What is this about, Edgeworth?
It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed.
A crime you committed?
A memory of a murder. But not this one.
Yeah, I guess that's a good place to end, if any. Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't expect the boat caretaker to end up being the... Well, When DL6 was brought up, I was kind of thinking it, but I didn't expect the boat person to actually potentially be the murderer.
Yeah, I know. Like, that was kind of out of left field, but also I respect them for doing it. Like, that's a pretty crazy one to pull out.
Oh, yeah. My guess is that maybe we'll end up... What if we brought his parrot up to the stand?
I have a feeling we might.
Yeah.
Because, like, look, that parrot knows more than he does. If anything, the parrot orchestrated the whole thing. The parrot was controlling him like a Muppet.
Yep, exactly. All right, well, this was a lot of fun. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video. So if you did, be sure to like and sub and to see more of our releases. And yeah, thank you all for checking us out. Hope you have a good rest of your day or whenever you're seeing this, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.
Yep,
bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Open Couch Gaming for more video game antics.